Hey, how's it going, Multi-News Act, Friday 11th of March 2022. Look from the papers as always. First up, New York Times, and before and after satellite photos of bombing in the Ukraine. Down here, digging into Papa G for being close to Vlad. New York Times International Edition, same photo from yesterday from the Mariupol maternity hospital bombing. The Russians tried to come out and say this is all fake news. These are crisis actors. They mightn't even be pregnant. That the hospital was actually full of Azov battalion and guns and chemical weapons, all that type of thing. Down here, how foreign companies enabled oligarchs. Kremlin-linked billionaires kept riches in hedge funds and private equity firms. Much like non-Kremlin-linked billionaires, I guess. Wall Street Journal, Ukraine inflation reaching record high. Nash Post Canada, Ukraine, grandma from Cuba, quote for Fidel down the bottom. We will always suffer the fate of the people. Yes, indeed, Fidel. If only it was like that in other countries. South Africa, more corruption stuff. This time around, Cyril Ramaphosa has given the appointment of Chief Justice to this guy Zondo. People basically accusing it of corruption and factionalism, which it is. He's his mate, and the committee who was in charge of the appointment actually said we want this other person to get it, but Ramaphosa stepped in and said nah. Just another day in South Africa. Jerusalem Post, Russia, Ukraine, controversial citizenship bill passed into law. Seems to be something that will stop Palestinians getting Israeli citizenship if they marry an Israeli. So just another day in Jerusalem. Up here, talking about just another day in Jerusalem. Interview with controversial French politician Marine Le Pen. Yes. The Hindu state elections, AAP scores landslide in Punjab. That's the Aam Aadmi Party. One of the bigger parties now in the opposition who have a good chance of threatening the BJP at a national level. They've kind of become a national party now, especially because they've won over the state legislator in Punjab. Trying to look up what their ideology was, trying to pin them down, on the spectrum, but they kind of don't subscribe to any particular ideology, so they say. But they did say when they were set up, they said, if we find our solution in the left, we're happy to borrow it from there. If we find our solution in the right, we're happy to borrow from there. Sounds like some good centrist populism to me. Let's go. The Australian Mariupol bombing, petrol price line go up, inflation, Global Times, China down here. South Korea got a new president, man by the name of Yoon Suk Yeol. Apparently not too hot on women's rights. He's blamed the low birth rate in the country on feminism, and he's also going to call for the abolishment of the Gender Equality Ministry, which he says focuses too much on women's rights and is no longer needed. Irish Examiner, Ukraine, Russia, sport, entertainment, price of petrol line go up. That story about the Ukraine is actually saying that it is possible that Irish troops could be sent to the Ukraine. Don't know if they would actually be sent directly to the Ukraine, but certainly to the border, and they would need a triple lock of the Dáil approving it, that's the parliament, the government approving it, the ruling party, and also the mandate from the UN. So see how it goes. Could be quite controversial, maybe not. Irish Times, Owen Burke-Kennedy. Do Sinn Féin's policies diverge significantly from those espoused by the other parties? Yes, they do, but I guess the Irish Times would have you think different, and you might as well vote Fianna Gael, Fianna Fáil, because what difference would it make? Down here, bombing in Mariupol, inflation. Irish Daily Mail, why I insisted on being sterilised at 28. Jesus Christ, keep it to yourself. I don't want to know this stuff. Down here, two people who are sadly not sterilised apparently had another kid. Apparently that's news. I do not care. Irish Sun, entertainment, fuel price. There's Roman Abramovich not looking too happy. Chelsea Football Club could go bust because he owns it. That's kind of pretty funny, to be honest. The Echo, welcome Ukrainians. 1,400 Cork homes have said they're welcoming of Ukrainian refugees. They'd happily take them in, give them a hand. That's great. Love to see that. Belfast Telegraph, price of fuel line go up. Bombing in Mariupol. Carol from Scotland, gas, Ukraine. Down here, Rebecca McQuillan. How will the Tories help the poorest? Probably the same way they've always helped them, by criminalising poverty and making people who need social welfare go through an arbitrary assessment process, which is in part controlled by algorithms. Financial Times, half of the Ukraine economy shut down as Mariupol counts war, human cost. This is saying here that infrastructure assets worth $100 billion have been destroyed since the start of the invasion. People are talking now about how Vlad's strategy is off and he's on the back foot, etc., etc. They're not doing well. He's already caused untold material damage to the country. It will take Ukraine decades to recover from this, regardless of the resolution, if and when that comes around. Down here, Abramovich, COVID deaths 3 times higher than official data. Pretty crazy. The Guardian, Abramovich, bombing, Putin, The Times. Roman Abramovich, Russia could use chemical weapons. Okay, repeating this claim again. The Independent 4 stories on top. Afghanistan, Mary Jajewski, an information war is always complex. Yes, very big brain take. Thank you. Politics, Roisin O'Connor, can we banish the Eurovision blues? Eurovision's coming up. Last time around, UK got 0 points. Absolutely none from any other European country. I guess a bit of a Brexit backlash. Let's see how it goes this time around. There's Abramovich again. Ukrainian refugees. Daily Telegraph, Abramovich, Ukraine. Down here, Alison Pearson, cancelling Tchaikovsky is ignorant and wet. I kind of agree with her here, I'm sorry, but the Cardiff Philharmonic Orchestra said that they won't perform Tchaikovsky now, given the current climate, that it's problematic. Interestingly enough, one of the things they were going to perform was Symphony No. 2, which is based on Ukrainian folk music. I do see that as being very performative, to be honest. Daily Express, the fall of Roman's empire. Oh, there's a very young Abramovich and a young Putin in better times, I guess. Putin takes revenge on the West. Revenge? What could he possibly want revenge for? Did the West do something to him? Curious. Daily Mirror, blood brothers. That's Putin and Abramovich. Daily Mail. What is the point of women in Parliament if they're too scared to say what a woman is? Nice to see some turf dog whistling on the front of the papers. Not really a dog whistle as such. I think this is coming on the back of something that happened in Scotland. The Scottish government lost a legal battle with an anti-trans group because the government were trying to change the legal definition of woman to include trans women, and it got defeated. So I think that's what it's about, but because it's an opinion piece in the Daily Mail, I'm going to do all of us a favour by not reading it. Refugees from Ukraine, Roman Abramovich. Here's iNewspaper. I didn't notice this the last few days, but they've gone blue and yellow. Subtle, not so subtle nod there. There's Roman Abramovich, blood in his hands. The Metro, Fall of the Roman Empire, same title from the other paper. Daily Star, Kyle in the dock. That's Jeremy Kyle. Used to run a kind of Jerry Springer-esque show in the UK. Got cancelled 3 years ago because one of the people who went on it and took a lie detector test committed suicide 10 days later. It's a new Channel 4 documentary coming out now, and people have been coming forward and saying what the work environment was like there. Apparently it was totally nuts. People were denied meals, the staff, if they didn't book in enough guests, and it kind of felt like they were in a cult. Things like that. Down here, cost of living. Hotter than Greece, the weather in the UK. Totally normal thing to happen. Anyway, we finally reached the end of the week, and I, for one, am really happy. I know normally I tell you to stay off state, social media, etc., for the day. Click the link in the description. You can do that. Me, personally, I am going to just log off immediately and not look at any information until Monday. Go outside and enjoy the world while it's still there. Anyway, Julian Assange still in jail, max security Belmarsh prison. Queenie still alive. Still the mother of Prince Andrew, who of course admitted to raping underage girls, trafficked people, but then found Sheriff Epstein, Daniel Kilsap. Boris Johnson still the Prime Minister of the UK. Alright, you know what to do if you want to stay off all the different shite medias. Take it easy, look after yourself. Good luck.